Hello guys, don't forget this, push the subscribe button before we get started. And I want to say welcome to the Talking News. And also, before we really get into the story, I want to try to pronounce this correctly. And it's penal. Oh good lord, I did it. I keep wanting to call this county a penis and I don't know why. You know me and names. Okay, and let me try it once again. So it's Pinal County, Arizona. Okay, this story that I'm going to share with you right now, guys, is a very important story to me. And I don't know why, but this story really, it really triggers me. It really pulled the strings at my heart, and I feel for this family. So in Arizona City, a private investigator was hired by the family of a missing Arizona city woman that is 64 years old. They believe that she was caught up in foul play before she disappeared 2 weeks ago. But before we go over this story, I want to show you a video. This video shows the last time that Bonnie Webb was seen. Take a look. Okay guys, so Bonnie Webb, she's 64. She is 5'6". She has brown hair, and she has been missing for over 2 weeks now. And what I was paying attention to is it seemed like in the video, now it might have been nothing, but it did appear that once this car went by in the security footage, she seemed to take off after it. Maybe it was coincidence. But it just seemed like to me that's what it looked like. So watch here. And she, you know, she does turn that direction. Could this car have something to do with her disappearance? Well, I'm not certain because they did catch more footage as she's driving down the road. Now, right now, I'm going to share her story. Now, as I mentioned before, I told you, the family hired a private investigator because the reason why they did this is at the beginning of this, they couldn't get the reservation police to cooperate. They wouldn't let them search the land, is what we were told. Bonnie Webb was last seen at this gas station west of Casa Grande shortly after midnight on April 1st, before her truck was found abandoned several miles south. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this Indian group nation either, so I'm going to try my best. So, Tano something nation. She left her daughter's house earlier that evening and never made it to her home in Arizona City. Now, the family has hired Sean Wilson to find the missing woman, and thinks that the circumstances leading up to her disappearance are suspicious. I called the police station and I couldn't get answers myself. But anyways, they say it's unclear why Webb was driving around Casa Grande and Stanfield at such late hours, the private investigator said, especially since Webb normally didn't drive at night. The spot that her truck was found indicates Webb may have met with foul play. The truck was found with it in reverse, I guess, and the gear was broken on April 4th east of Indian Route 15 and Indian Route 34. Quote, "It's a heavy smuggling route," end quote, Wilson said, referring to the spot of the Tejano Nation. Quote, "There's nothing good happening here," end quote. Federal authorities have often considered this area to be a corridor for smugglers to transport contraband from Mexico to Phoenix. Remember, guys, how I keep mentioning the cartel in America. Y'all pay attention to these kind of things. You need to start paying attention because you do not hear it on media. Wilson claims his investigation has been stemmed because the Native American tribe is being uncooperative by not allowing him to conduct his own search on the reservation. And that's one of the reasons, guys, I called the reservation to see if they would work with this family, because imagine if it was their family. In fact, the day I called them, and I'm working on a story on her, they have one of their own missing. So it's not good if you're not cooperating. Tribes are considered sovereign nations and have the right not to invite non-tribal members. But, we need to work with each other. We're all Americans at the end. We can't turn our backs on each other, because one day we're going to need somebody. And to have a great country, you have to be able to work together as a team. And you would think, of all people, a lot of the Indian nations are experiencing missing people. They, of all people, should be working with others to try to, find out what has happened to the missing. I mean, it's so important. But the Tejano, I hope I'm pronouncing, I do not want to disrespect them in any way, nation did not respond to a message left by Pinal Central, the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. I'm sorry, guys, I'm scared to mispronounce that, which was assisting in the investigation, referred any questions about Webb to the tribal police. The FBI, which has jurisdiction to investigate serious crimes on tribal lands, did not respond to the Pinal Central's inquiry asking if the federal agency, if I can spit it out, I lost my spot here, was part of the investigation. Now, Chrissy Alpine, Webb's niece, said her family's had a difficult time communicating with the law enforcement, which prompted them to hire a private investigator. Now, that's a shame, folks. The family has many unanswered questions, the niece said, but they're certain Webb would not have just walked away from her family. Quote, "None of it makes sense," end quote, she says. And even more suspicious, Webb's keys, purse, and glasses were found in her truck, but her wallet and phone could not be located. Wilson said lottery tickets she had were also missing. Wilson received a tip recently that someone has spotted Webb's truck on the Salt River, which is in the Indian community, but authorities told him nothing related to Webb has been found in the area. Because Webb has been missing so many days, Wilson says the investigation has shifted to a recovery search for her remains. This article goes on to read that Webb suffered from a medical condition that would have made it difficult for her to walk very far from where her truck was, Wilson said. The family still has hope Webb might be found alive, but they are preparing for the worst. McAlpine said her aunt is a generous, considerate person. She added Webb's sister is battling cancer, and her aunt would not have left her at a time like this. The family has made a Facebook page for individuals who want to submit information on the case. I will link that in details below pretty soon, guys, so be looking for that. Probably not as soon as I get this video uploaded, but soon after. Now, I have communicated a little bit with her daughter Cindy. I've not been able to really get her to focus in one area. It sounds like she's a busy lady, but she misses her mom immensely. She loves her mom so much, and she is fighting with everything she has trying to find her. We really need to take a closer look at the Indian nation and their community and ask them to help this family out, because if it was them, they would want the same. At the end of the day, we are all Americans and we all need each other. I don't care if you think you're the best thing since bubblegum. There's one thing this nation must learn, is that when we are tackling any kind of tragedy or anything like that, you have to work together, whether you like each other or don't. Now, when I spoke briefly with the Indian Nation police, they act as if they were concerned, but then again, I never got a return call either. So hopefully they will really kick things into gear and help this family before it's too late. I mean, it sounds like if the truck was stuck in reverse, it sounds like to me the car broke down, and we need to be looking for her as being alive, not looking for remains at the moment, and possibly looking for a car that might have picked her up. It sounds like that she might have broke down, and whatever happened was foul play after that. But that's just a thought. Now, one thing I do know is the Indian Nation has been reaching out to communities, trying to make them aware that they are too dealing with a lot of their people going missing. And they've been trying to get the media's attention, which they have. And hopefully they realize that, you know, everybody matters, and if they want help, you know, dealing with this situation, to reach out to other people like us that do stories, not just the media. We don't mind to help them out. That's what we're here for. Now, hopefully, since they brought in a private investigator, that doesn't make any bad, burn any bridges, cause any problems for the family, because sometimes that can happen. So I hope that the police and the Indian police work together, and the FBI gets more involved, because they can go over every one of them. And guys, if you can, please share this story, share her face, get this out there. We want to make sure this one is getting the attention it deserves. I really hope that we can find her, and find her alive and well. Anyways, guys, I'm going to close this one out. I want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I love you. You know I do. And I will see you soon.